Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being with us for our last Real Talk series. We really appreciate it. I'm Faith Jackson, president of the Middlesex County NAACP branch, and co-hosting this evening's talk with me is Amber Kapoor, health education and grant coordinator for Middlesex Health. We hope you enjoyed that smooth jazz sound by Nelson Rangel to help set the stage for what we think is going to be a great 1 hour of interactive conversation with some dynamic women sharing wisdom and practical advice on caring for your mind, body, and soul. I want to thank all of our co-presenters, Ministerial Fellowship, Middlesex County NAACP, Middlesex Health Women's Wellness Fund, and tonight's sponsor, Community Foundation of Middlesex County, the Sari A. Rosenbaum Fund for Women and Children. And I don't know if they're here, but I think they are here, joining this evening's talk series as President and CEO Cynthia Clegg, and also Thea Talbert, who is the Vice President and Programming and Operations. And so I want to thank the Planning Committee, and I'm just, for those that are online, I'm going to just say their names real quickly. Reverend Robin Anderson, Barbara Holloman, yours truly, Faith Jackson, Amber Kapoor, Sarah Moore, Judy Umproy, and Catherine Rees. So thank you for the wonderful planning team. And tonight, our guest speakers and presenters are some fantastic ladies. We have LaTia, Holley, Robin Chapin, and Leah, Miley. And Leah, who will be sharing a mindful moment at the beginning and end of tonight's talk series. Thank you. So right now I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Amber. It's all yours.
Hi there, and again, welcome everyone. Just a few housekeeping items for Zoom. As you're probably used to at this point, we would appreciate you muting yourself throughout the talk. There will be time for question and answer at the end, and you can unmute yourself if you like. But please mute yourself whether you're on the computer or the phone. We are recording this session and we will be posting it online. So if you'd prefer not to have either your image or your name appear, you do have the option to hide your video and your name. I apologize. Throughout the presentation, we would love for this to be a dynamic, interactive session as Faith was sharing. So we would love for you to react and interact through the chat feature. And as questions come up throughout the session, feel free to enter them in the chat, and then we will circle back to them at the end of the evening. And then make sure that you stay to the end of our presentation because we do have a fabulous door prize to raffle off. All right, so now we'd like to kick off the evening, get our juices flowing here. So if you could all use the chat feature to share, what is your favorite way to get your groove on? Are you someone who does Zumba, or do you like to bike or hike? Are you a swimmer, horseback rider? Oops. Didn't mean to click that, sorry. I'm trying to click my chat open and it keeps advancing the slides instead. So Faith, I don't know if you're able to look in the chat and read some of them out because I'm having some technical difficulties opening the chat while I have my presentation going.
Sure. There's hiking, there's traveling, there's walking, there's listening to smooth jazz that puts you in a nice, relaxing frame of mind. Oh dear, setting at the beach. I like that one. All forms of exercise to music, hiking in the fresh air. Let's see, we got anything else here? What else is on here? And so those are some of the wonderful, yoga, dancing, and hiking seems to be pretty popular. Oh, let's see what else is new. Dancing again, traveling. Okay. Beach and dance. And there you have it.
Awesome. I love it.
All right.
So feel free to keep entering your thoughts as they come in. We'll go ahead and get started here.
Okay.
Okay.
And at this time, I'm going to introduce one of our presenters who's going to get us into a wonderful mindful moment. And that's Miss Leah Miley. As an embodiment practitioner, Leah has dedicated this moment of her life journey to helping reconnect us to our body. She teaches dance. She teaches dance and movement classes, guides yoga and somatic meditation, is a somatic holistic life coach, and is a childbirth doula for expecting parents. Leah lives by the teachings of embodiment, community, humility, and love. And it is through these principles that all of her work is created and executed. She is very excited and honored to hold meditative space for you during our Real Talk event. Leah, it's all yours. Please take us away.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Can everyone
evening.
hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Can you thumbs me up? Can I see all the thumbs on the screen? Perfect. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, everyone, thank you, Faith, for that introduction. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me and welcoming me into this space. I'm not going to talk too much about myself, but I grew up in Middletown, so it's really interesting and exciting for me to go from a young, sweet girl in Spencer Elementary School to being in this stage with such honorable people. So thank you. Yeah, I'm an embodiment practitioner, and today the little practice that I'll do in the beginning of this session and at the end are, again, to bring us back to our bodies. I believe our bodies are like our most magical vessels. They're what make us human, right? The fact that we are blessed to be in a body. So my job right now, maybe in like 10 years, my desires for supporting people will be different. But right now, my intention is to help us reconnect to our bodies. So with that intention, I'm going to invite everyone you can stay watching the screen for a moment, but I want you to take your energy and pull it away from the screen. I want your energy to come in towards your own self. So that might be you close your eyes. That might be that you look at your body, look at your hands, look at your feet, look at just whatever you need to do to remove yourself away from the screen. Take a step away from the screen. My way is to close my eyes. An invitation here for you to take your left hand and place it onto your chest, and then take your right hand and place it onto your belly. And with that, I'm going to invite you. Everything I do is an invitation. Nothing is a mandate. So together, we're just going to work on connecting to our breath, finding the air inside of us and the air outside of us. So on your next inhale, I want you to breathe in and feel the air fill your diaphragm. So if your right hand is on your belly, you're feeling your belly button press all the way out into your hands. And then as you exhale, almost imagine that your palm is pulling your belly button or pressing your belly button into your spine as you empty your body of air. Yeah. Do that a couple more times. So take a big breath in, really focus your energy on just that belly region, trying not to breathe all the way up into your chest just yet. And exhale, breathing all the way out, emptying your diaphragm. And with every exhale, see if you can empty a little bit more. Good. One more, just breathing into your belly, filling up. Noticing how it feels to have your hands connected to your body. And then exhale again, breathing out we might have a little dog fight. Breathing out, emptying your entire diaphragm of air. Yeah. Now with your next inhale, breathe into your belly and all the way up into your chest. So fill your whole body, your whole torso with air. And then on that exhale, breathing out from your chest all the way out into your belly, all the way out through your belly. Yes, and again, breathing in, belly, filling all the way up into your chest, almost imagining that air is water. You're filling your body in this moment with water. On that inhale. And emptying your body of air on your exhale. And you have the option to breathe out through your nose or out through your lips, and just notice, maybe try one of each and notice how that feels in your body. How does it feel to exhale through your nose? How does it feel to exhale through your mouth? Deep cleansing breaths, however you're breathing. And continue here on to have these nice long deep breaths. And notice what it feels like to have air in your body. Noticing that you're filling the air, you're filling your body with the air from the outside and bringing it in. And as you exhale, you're bringing that air from the inside and bringing it back out into the world, recycling that air. And find some awe in that. Some awe in the reality that what comes in is for you. And what you're bringing in, you're going to give back out to the rest of the world. Big, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Taking a few more seconds here just to find that breath, find that air. And again, take another inhale. Let this be your last one by yourself. And as you exhale, just slowly, gently start to flutter your eyes open and bring your awareness back into the screen, back into the space that you're filling. And together, before we pass it on to our next presenter, let's take one big breath in as a Zoom room, and then one deep breath out. And here's a deep invitation for you as we go throughout this program to really hold tight to that connection that you have with your body, noticing what may come up. And we'll talk a little bit more about that after at the end. And thank you all for being so graceful with the dogs showing themselves, making their presence known. I'm going to go deal with that really quickly. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leah. So now we'll move into the main body of our presentation. Sarah, if you don't mind sharing, we have a quick little true-false quiz for you guys. Faith, I think you're trying to talk, but you're on mute.
I see. I said the dog's not getting enough attention. They're about as bad as children. Okay, we have a true and false exercise for you. And so question number 1, regular exercise will not lower blood pressure and cholesterol, the 2 risk factors for heart disease. Is that answer true or false? Let's test your knowledge. And should I read the second one too? And then we're going to show the results. Okay. I'm going to give them a few seconds. Hopefully everybody's plugged in their answer for the first question. And the second question, if you can't speak a few words without taking a breath, you may be exercising too intensely. True or false? And we'll give people a few moments to do that. And I think, can we show the results? And the answer to number 1, 90% of you got it right. It is false. And our next presenter is going to cover all of this and tell you why it's false. I can't do that, but she will. And the answer to number 2, oh boy, we got a mixed bag here, is actually true. So 60% of you actually got it right. So without further delay, we're going to have Amber introduce our next speaker, and she's going to cover the answers that for those who didn't quite get it, she's going to provide you with that information. Amber, go ahead.
Thank you, Faith.
You're welcome.
So our next presenter here is Robin Chapin. Robin has been a physical therapist for more than 40 years. She received her physical therapy degree from Columbia University, followed by a master's degree from Quinnipiac and a doctorate in physical therapy from the Massachusetts Institute of Health Professions. Then in 2018, more education, she received her diploma in mechanical diagnosis and treatment, or the McKenzie approach to therapy for people who have back and neck problems. She's been working for Middlesex Health for the past 30 plus years, and she's passionate about making a difference in people's lives. So we're really excited to have Robin here with us tonight. She'll be showing us some ways that we can fit in exercise in our daily routines. We know that we're all, women especially, we're busy all day taking care of everyone else. So Robin will share with us some tips for fitting in that exercise to take care of ourselves during the day. So I'll turn it over to you, Robin.
Okay. Do I have to share my screen or? No?
Nope. So you're all set. Everyone, if you haven't done so already, participants, you can set your Zoom settings to view the speaker. So Robin should be the one who's showing up the largest on the screen for you.
Okay, I'm really glad to be here, and I'd love to meet you all in person someday. You can come and see me if you have any questions after my talk. But it's going to be interactive and fun, and I'm going to really reinforce self-care for everyone. So in your chair, how do you fit exercise into your day, and how do you motivate yourself? So remember, exercise is the new medicine. The most important question is, why should I exercise? So women in general are at risk of developing heart disease, stroke, osteoporosis, depression, diabetes, obesity, autoimmune diseases, symptoms of menopause, bladder problems. It can be pretty overwhelming, all the things that we can get. So remember, these are all possibilities, some of which you might have, and others which you will need to see a doctor who can assess your overall health. Sedentary behavior increases our risk of developing many chronic health problems, as well as musculoskeletal and joint problems. So here are a few questions to ask yourself. Are you tired? Are you short of breath? Are you stiff or in pain? Do you feel weak, or do you have headaches? So how frequently do you straighten up compared to being bent forward? So you can all kind of think about how you're sitting right now and kind of monitor how you feel. And I think Leah had a really good intro to breathing, which I will incorporate into some of the exercises that I'm doing. So why move? How important is it? You're going to have better flexibility and range of motion of your joints. You're going to increase your blood circulation. You will increase your muscle strength, and you can also develop some better balance. I'm sure you've heard of people who are at risk of falls and break an arm or a leg. So it's very important to remember that if you don't practice your balance, you're going to lose it. Our joints will be less stiff and painful. Exercise decreases our pain by releasing the body's own endorphins. And that really helps with our pain control. And we are better able to concentrate when we move. It improves our mood. And we also notice lower levels of stress and anxiety. So those are all good reasons to move. So I want you to think about why you should move. So that's why I'm providing you this information. And as women, we do have the power to change. We are caregivers, so we don't always think of ourselves first. Now is the time for us to put self-care first and put ourselves first. So exercises are also important for prevention. So sitting or laying down too long is going to increase your risk of chronic health problems, such as the heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers. Too much sitting And how many hours do we sit a day? On average, 11 hours a day. So this can be bad for your spine as well as your mental health. So on my watch, I always look and make sure I stand 12 times a day. So there are ways in our new technology to really monitor that, which I think is really helpful when your watch beeps at you and says, stand up. So being active is not as hard as you think. There are simple ways for you to include physical activity into your day. And so I like to think of different principles and things that are going to stick into your mind. So KISS, keep it simple. Don't make it harder than it is. It's really not. So how do we stay active? Mind is the key, and positive thinking. So all the information Leah gave us of really kind of thinking about ourselves and breathing and taking control, our minds are in charge and we have to let them be in charge. We want to motivate ourselves by playing music, and we had a great selection in the beginning. If you want to have your favorite music on, that will probably help you to get into the groove as well and start to distract you and help you to move. So how do we build activity into our day? We can set a timer, and I've done this with a lot of patients. I tell them on their watch, you can set a timer to get up every hour so that you have something beeping at you. You want to make a routine. So do you brush your teeth every day? Do you take your medicine? Well, it's the same thing with exercise. So one of the things I was thinking about is women, we like to put lotion on our arms, right? So we never forget that because our skin feels soft and it feels nice when we do that. So now you can put the lotion in your joints by moving. So motion is lotion. It's just in our joints that we're doing that. So you can become more confident in your body's ability to change and adapt as time goes on. So practice, practice. Don't be discouraged. So I really want you to scan your mind and body. And what do you feel? So are you stressed? Are your shoulders up in your ears? Are you breathing? Are you breathing deep or shallow? And again, Leah gave us some good information. Are you aware of what position your body is in? So remember, self-awareness is the first step of self-caring. Are you working from home or are you in the office? Where and how are you sitting? And we've seen so many more neck and back problems since the pandemic. I can't tell you how many people it is because they're working at home and they have a poor setup. So you want to be aware of your posture and the position of your computer. So retraining your posture is going to take time, just like learning how to ride a bicycle or swim. So the perceived exertion, how do we monitor how hard we're working? Are you working fairly light or somewhat hard? So when exercising at a moderate intensity, you should be able to talk, but you won't be able to sing the words to a song. So remember that you can listen to the song, but you might not be able to sing the song. If you can't say a few words when you're exercising too intensely, remember this will improve as you do more. So some of the exercises that I included, and I have a sheet that you'll be able to access either now or you can download, is that I'm going to try and get my whole body in here when I'm doing it and face sideways. So one of the things is if you put your hands on your pelvis, on your hips, you can feel yourself kind of roll back, and then you can feel yourself roll forward. And you can feel, to me anyway, how much better it is to sit up straight. So sitting up straight is really a key for any of the exercises we're going to do. And just like Leah said, you put your hand on your stomach and then you put your hand on your chest. And when you put your hand on your chest, you're reminding yourself to stay tall. All right. And so she did a really good job of feeling as you breathe in, that you feel your belly go out. And then as you blow out through your mouth, you feel your belly pull in, and you're still keeping that good posture. So if you were to slouch and try that, so you should always try the other way, you can tell how you can't take a deep breath and you can't yell at your kids as much when you're slouched. So if you sit up straight, you can get a lot more projection of your voice and they'll hear you even though they may not really hear you. So that's kind of the first exercise that we talk about. And then one really good thing, I mean, I have a lumbar roll, but you can also roll a towel up and just put it in your low back and put your hands behind your neck and then just lean back over the roll. And even if you don't want to stand up, you can at least open your chest up and stretch yourself back. So if you think about it, 90% of our day is spent in a bent position. So even if you can kind of get that chest out and open and just stretch back, it's going to feel really good, and your back is going to feel a lot better when you do that. So the other thing that I see a lot of is people get this pain and they say, oh, just rub me here, just rub me here. And it's like, I can't rub people all day. So I have to empower them to take care of themselves. So if you can see me here, hopefully, so you're going to be up straight. So just like we did here, and then just to guide you back, you bring your chin in and you're making a double chin. And all women hate that because we're all vain, all right? And we don't want to do that, but just hide and put your chin back, and you're going to feel a nice pull on the back of your neck. People who have headaches, a lot of times will do a hold for this position, or sometimes we'll just do a repeated motion to really stretch those muscles out and get your shoulders to relax, okay? So it's really this rounded position that really pulls you forward. So we're opening our bodies up. That helps also make us more confident because we're straighter and we say, here we are, okay? The next thing is, we're going to take our arms, same thing. You can take your arms and just reach up overhead. Again, you're keeping that body straight and just reach up overhead and then let your arms down, okay? And it's just a good break from leaning over the computer. You're going in the opposite direction of what you're doing 90% of the day, okay? And everybody says to me, I didn't know that I was bending forward all the time. And I said, yes, you are. So you're just going to really stretch out and you're going to feel that up into your shoulders. And that's going to give you just a sense of opening and just, relaxation at the same time. Then with your arms out to the side, you can take your arms across your body and pull your shoulders. So you're going to pull at your elbow, you'll feel a nice stretch behind your shoulder, and then you can do the other one. And it's all to comfort. So you're going to pull across your body, and you may find that one side's a little bit tighter than the other. And, even if you intermingle this during the day, your joints are moving and you're lubricating everything. Okay, so remember, motion is lotion. So then the next one, which is really good, is you've been sitting, and so you're sitting mostly with your knees bent. Well, now you're going to remember that posture. You don't want to come out of that posture. You got to sit up tall, straighten your knee out. So hopefully you can see me with my shoes up. And you're going to feel that nice pull behind your legs. And everybody likes to stretch their hamstrings because it feels so good. When you stretch your hamstrings, you're also strengthening the muscles on top of your legs. Then if you want an extra pull, just pull your toes up towards your nose and get that length all the way through, okay? You can think about holding it, makes it work a little harder. And then you do the other leg, stretch it out nice behind your leg, pull your toes up and then down. So initially you can just do it slowly, and then you can just sit there. And even if you're, typing something on the computer and somebody's talking to you and you don't want to listen to them, you just keep moving your legs. Just, kind of distract yourself a little bit, okay? But the more you do it, you're going to find that your breath is increasing. And that's when you want to say to tolerance, okay? So those are really good things to do at your desk. And the other one that's really good, remember, we're going to sit up nice and straight and just raise your knees up and down. And I tell people, don't worry how high you're going. Just feel like you're starting to move your hips and stretching out. And then you can move that. And if you move that faster, you can get a little bit more exercise and you can feel your respiration increase. So again, they're easy things to do when you're sitting at a desk. So the next thing, we'll see how this works, but to really get your big muscles working more, you'd move more to the edge of the chair. So remember, when you get out of a chair, you don't want to be back here getting up, okay? Because then you're just using your back. So you just move to the edge of the chair. You can cross your arms or have them out in front of you, and then you stand up. That's it. And then down. And then you say, why didn't, my chair has wheels on it. I didn't want to fall. So you can get up, really stretch out, and then down. And then you can do that, 5 times. Your body is going to tell you when it needs to rest. And you may say, okay, 5's enough for today. Tomorrow I'm going to do 6 or 7. And then you can do them faster. So you can go up and down, up and down. Okay. Or you can really, really, really go down slowly. And those are the variations that you'll see for kind of making yourself work harder. And then you say, oh, I can't talk, so I got to take it easy. Don't get discouraged. It's the first step to getting better. And then backs are really important. So when you stand up, you want to take your hands, put it in the small of your back, and just lean back to where you're comfortable. And some people hear crick, crackle, and pop, and that's okay. But that's going to feel really good after you've been sitting for a while. Just put your hands back there, support your back, and you just lean backwards. And it's okay to straighten your back out. A lot of people say that's not good for you. That's not true. All right, so the next thing is, then when you're standing up, you have to work on your balance. So once you're up, if you're uncomfortable standing on one leg, you can always put one foot in front of the other. So your feet are one foot in the other like that. And then you balance like you're on a tightrope. Okay, and they're really simple things to do. And I do them in the store all the time while I'm waiting in line. And my husband always gets mad and he thinks I'm embarrassing him. And I tell him that's just too bad. So they're simple things that you can do even in the store. So if you don't practice your balance, you're going to lose it. And so many people, as we get older, we lose it. And then we're at risk for falling, which is not a fun thing to go through. So the thing is, remember the benefits of aerobic exercise. It decreases heart disease by increasing your good or HDL cholesterol. It lowers your blood pressure and improves your cardiovascular conditioning. It helps to better control your blood sugar. It assists in weight management or weight loss and improves your lung function, okay? And it also decreases your resting heart rate. So remember that the benefits of good posture is less pain, increased breathing, strengthening your core, decreasing your falls, increasing your vision because you can see in front of you, and it makes you feel more confident when you're upright. So these are things we should instill in our children as well, being mothers. So remember, motion is lotion. We have to oil the machine to prevent the joints from becoming rusty. All right, so did you know that with chair aerobics, which are low impact, most people can burn 120 to 250 calories in a 32-minute session. And with weights and resistance bands, the calorie burn is even more. So start simple, build up to doing more each time, and pat yourself on the back every time you do your exercises, and keep track of where you started and reassess once a week. So aim to be physically active every day, okay? Any activity is better than none. All right.
I like that. I like that. Thank you so much, Robin.
You're very welcome.
Like, oil those joints, oil those muscles.
Yeah.
And you've given us some great ideas, that you could do at the desk. And I mean, I'm going to really pay attention to that and try to incorporate it really here at work, because I spend lots of long hours here at work and I could use that. So thank you so much. But I like lotion. Motion is lotion, and oil those joints. because it is
Awesome.
true. They do start cracking as you get older. So I
All
think
right.
we have another exercise, right?
We do have another quick poll or a quick little quiz, if you will, for you.
All right. Okay. Here we go. For this is yeah, wonderful. Okay. Question number 1. Drinking elderberry daily helps boost the immune system. True or false? We'll give you a few seconds. And then we'll go to question number 2. And I love ginger. Ginger reduces inflammation in the body. True or false? And drum roll. And let's see what the polls say. Oh, we had much better this time. Okay. So drinking elderberry daily helps boost the immune system, and 94% said true. And let's see, and the answer is true. So very good, very good, very good. And ginger reduces inflammation in the body. 88% said it was true. And guess what? True is the answer. So you guys are getting it. Very good. Okay, back to you, Amber, to introduce our next presenter.
All right, great. So we're going to move back over to our presentation here. And so our next guest speaker is LaTia Holley. LaTia is the founder and creator of Fruitful Ascension Wellness, a total wellness brand featuring handcrafted beverages, plant-based cuisine, holistic health coaching services, and wellness events. She does it all. Her journey to creating Fruitful Ascension Wellness began with her own personal struggles with health. Her approach to wellness is holistic and focuses on what you feed yourself, both on and off the plate. And collaboration is a major component for Fruitful Ascension Wellness. LaTia participates in offerings such as UBU-NTU, a community-based self-care event featuring yoga and sound healing, as well as First Friday Women's Circle, which is a healing space for women to feel nourished body, mind, and soul. So we will share LaTia's contact information in the chat. Be sure to check out everything that she has going on. And LaTia, I will turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am LaTia, and I'm honored to be here. So if you didn't already know this about me, I am a plant-based vegan. So I follow a plant-based lifestyle and diet. So I do want to jump right in and talk a little bit more about my lifestyle. The first thing I asked is, what is a plant-based diet? So a plant-based diet or plant-forward eating pattern focuses on foods primarily that come from plants. This doesn't only include fruits and vegetables, but also nuts, seeds, clean oils, whole grains, legumes, and beans. A plant-based vegan diet totally excludes all animal products, including eggs, dairy, gelatin, and honey for some people. This lifestyle is centered around eating primarily whole foods and consuming lots of water and natural beverages like tea, which I will talk more about later. So I want to give you a few of the top benefits for eating a healthy plant-based diet. The first is that it can boost your immune system. Number 2 is that it reduces inflammation throughout the body. Some of the other benefits are that it can help you maintain a healthy weight more effortlessly. You have numerous sources of natural fiber when you're eating a whole foods plant-based diet. It can lower your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, dementia, and stroke. It can also lower your blood sugar levels. That kind of comes in with the diabetes management. It can also improve your kidney and liver function and can even reverse type 2 diabetes and advanced coronary artery disease. So those are some of my top reasons, but the list can go on and on. So one of my number 1 and number 2 reason for adopting this lifestyle was about boosting the immune system and inflammation. So I do just want to touch really quickly on inflammation and what that is. So inflammation refers to your body's process of fighting against things that harm it. So these things can come by way of infections, bodily injuries, like something as small as stubbing your toe to something as catastrophic as breaking a bone. Also toxins. So your immune system, so actually inflammation is your body's attempt to heal itself. So when something damages your cells, your body releases chemicals that trigger a response from your immune system. So these two things actually go hand in hand. So that this response includes the release of antibodies and proteins, as well as increased blood flow to the damaged area. So that's a lot of times why you'll see swelling in certain areas from injuries. So the whole process usually lasts for a few hours or days in the case of acute inflammation, but chronic inflammation happens when this response lingers and it leaves your body in a constant state of alert. So over time, chronic inflammation can have a negative impact on your tissues and organs, and then it will show up in the form of various illnesses and diseases. So it can play a role from everything from asthma to cancer. So I'll jump right into how you can fight inflammation, what foods and herbs and things that you can do to help your body naturally fight inflammation. My number one would be kale and other dark leafy greens, such as Swiss chard, spinach, collard greens, a few others that I didn't list on here, arugula greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, any dark leafy green vegetable. They're very rich in vitamin K and also vitamin A and C, as well as magnesium and iron and various amino acids. So these foods work in harmony with your body and they help reduce the inflammatory responses. Also berries, the more variety, the better. They are packed with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So you want to make sure that you're getting your daily dose in of the different colored berries. So your strawberries, your blueberries, your blackberries, raspberries, as much variety as possible. Also, one of my other top picks would be avocado. So they are packed with potassium, magnesium, and fiber. I know banana is usually the number one thing that people push for potassium, but avocados are actually packed with it. And it also has the very important monounsaturated fats. So those are going to be the good fats that your body needs. And then also green tea. So it's packed with antioxidants. It's one of the healthiest things you can drink to reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, and many others. So we'll talk a little bit more about tea a little bit later as well. Continued. These are going to be more herbs instead of foods that you can easily consume. So turmeric. So it is a deeply golden yellow pigmented spice. It's very popular in Indian cuisine and Indian cooking. It has an earthy flavor, which contains curcumin, which is a very strong anti-inflammatory. Turmeric is even more effective when combined with black pepper and can be used to treat inflammatory conditions such as arthritis, diabetes, and psoriasis. Many people have began taking turmeric in supplement form. So that's just to ensure that you're getting enough of it in your body, especially if you do have acute inflammation or even chronic inflammation. Turmeric is definitely a supplement that I personally swear by. Any type of joint pain or any type of inflammatory responses, you can see a big difference by incorporating turmeric into your lifestyle. And also my favorite, ginger. So outside of ginger's culinary uses, I put it in just about everything, especially dishes like stir fries and curries. But people have used it for thousands of years in traditional medicine to heal numerous conditions, including colds, migraines, nausea, arthritis, and high blood pressure. So inflammation in the immune system goes hand in hand because, again, inflammation triggers a response from your immune system because it's actually your body's natural way of trying to heal itself. So what is the immune system? The immune system is a complex network of cells and proteins that defend the body against infection. The immune system keeps a record of every germ and microbe that it has ever defeated so that it can recognize and destroy that microbe quickly if it enters the body again. So our human body is a very advanced system. So they're all working for your best interests. So the immune system is made up of various parts, including but not limited to your white blood cells, your lymphatic system, various antibodies, as well as the spleen, just to name a few of the various aspects that make up your immune system. So boosting your immune system has several factors, including diet, exercise, which Robin talked about, also managing your stress levels, your mental health, and things like getting fresh air and sunshine. They all play a role in maintaining and building and boosting your immune system. So the next slide, I'll talk about some foods and herbs that can help strengthen and boost it. So these are going to be my top immune system boosting foods and herbs. It's not limited to these things, but these are some of my favorites and my top go-tos. So the first is elderberries. So they are known for fighting the common cold and flu, and also improving seasonal allergies and inflammation. So they have a very potent flavor. They're not as neutral as some of the other berries, but very powerful immune system boosting properties. Another favorite of mine is Echinacea. That is a herb that's very powerful. It is native to North America and has been used for hundreds of years I have a typo there, for numerous medicinal purposes. And then when it's combined with the other herb of golden seal, it's extremely powerful immune boosting supplement. So one of my recommendations is, if you're looking for an immune support supplement, to look for Echinacea. You can find it typically at local health food stores, online, or even at grocery stores like Whole Foods. But if you're looking for a real powerhouse combo, look for one that is Echinacea and golden seal together to get the most benefit out of those two herbs. Also, vitamin C rich foods. Those are also going to be very powerful with boosting the immune system. Different colored bell peppers are very high in vitamin C, as well as citrus fruits like lemons, limes, oranges, and grapefruits, as well as berries, which I touched on a little bit earlier. Also pineapple, kiwi, and mango. So one of the things that I tell my clients, it's also something that I share with the women in my circles, is to eat the rainbow. So when you're building your plate, when you're picking your vegetables, when you're picking things to consume, pick things of as many different color varieties as possible. Make your plates colorful, make sure that they pop, and that's how you know that you're getting the a wide variety of different nutrients. All the different pigments and colors actually serve a purpose. They're not just for aesthetics. So by eating the rainbow, that's a great rule of thumb to make sure that you're getting a wide variety of different nutrients. And then my honorable mentions for immune system boosting would be Cmos. So Cmos comes from it's a type of like sea algae. It contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals. So the body is made up of 102 minerals. Cmos contains 92 of them. So it's a very powerful multi-mineral supplement. Typically, it does look a little bit like seaweed, but you can purchase it typically from health food stores in the refrigerated section. It'll come in like a little gel. I typically take a spoonful of it daily. You can put it into smoothies or your morning tea, or just take it straight up. Also black seed oil. So that is a derivative of black cumin seed. It's the oil from that. That's a very powerful immune system boosting supplement as well. Can be taken daily. Also in a beverage, you can take it straight from the dropper. The flavor is not the best, so it's not all that palatable for everyone, but I definitely suggest doing your own research on these things and seeing a way to incorporate it that will work for you. Also ginger, which I talked about before, is definitely one of my favorites, as well as green tea. And so As Amber mentioned, I do have a line of handcrafted beverages. So I do different teas and lemonades. So I wanted to take a few minutes to highlight some of my favorites and the ones that most closely related to what we were talking about tonight. So these are going to be my top anti-inflammatory and immune boosting teas. My information will be included in the chat, so you'll be able to go on to my website and check out the different flavors and offerings that I have other than these. But my first is called Oshun's Elixir. So this is my #1 wellness tea. It features the healing powerhouses of lemon, ginger, and turmeric together. So this tea is a strong anti-inflammatory. It is also a digestive support. It is immunity boosting. It is cancer preventing. It is liver detoxifying and can even aid in wound healing and help relieve arthritis, just to name a few. So this magical elixir is slightly sweetened just to balance the flavor of that turmeric and ginger, and it can be enjoyed hot or cold. The next one that I wanted to highlight is my berry detox. So this is also a part of my wellness collection. It is an unsweetened, very mild detox tea. The benefits are going to be more of a diuretic than anything that's too harsh on the gut. So you don't have to worry about drinking too much of it or feeling like you need to be close to a bathroom. The detoxing is very mild, but it has healthful ingredients like echinacea, which I talked about. It also has dandelion root, burdock root, and hibiscus, and it is sweetened with just fresh berries. So it's an unsweetened tea that you can drink throughout the day, and it's got those excellent anti-inflammatory properties. The next one that I wanted to talk about was one of my more popular ones, kind of at the height of the pandemic and also during flu season. It's called Melanin. So I named it after its deep pigment. It is another powerhouse for health, including ingredients that it has elderberry, echinacea, and also the superfood moringa in it. It also contains the power of pure honey as well as fresh orange. So it's the perfect beverage for cold and flu season. And then the last one is my top selling lemonade. It is an elderberry orange lemonade. I call this my immunity boosting lemonade that is tasty but also healthy. It is made with dried elderberries as well as fresh orange. This lemonade has excellent immune boosting properties with just the right amount of sweetness. So it's the perfect go-to summer beverage. So I did leave my contact information there, but I believe it will be left with you guys from our host tonight. And I hope that the information that I provided you all was helpful. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the end. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, LaTia. So we actually, I want to try to keep us as close to 8 o'clock as possible, and we do have a few things to wrap up, but I know that we really wanted to make this interactive, so we'll have just a few minutes for questions here. If you'd like to enter those in the chat, we can maybe go through 1 or 2 questions if anyone has any. All right, and if no one has questions for our presenters at this time, I'd love to pose some questions to you to answer in the chat. So I think we can all maybe help each other. It was really great to hear from some of our experts, but maybe if we can also hear what people are doing day to day, if you have ways of fitting in exercise. You know, Robin gave us some great chair exercises, but maybe you're someone who parks far away, so you have a little bit of a longer walk. Sometimes I look a little bit crazy, but while I have my son in the bath, I do my own little version of Zumba while I'm there. So I'm trying to get in some movement. So if you maybe have tips on where you can fit in even just a couple minutes of exercise, I think that might be helpful. And then along with LaTia's presentation, if you either currently are using any immune boosting foods, or if you really liked anything she presented, would love to hear about some of your favorite ways to use those. So feel free as we wrap up to put some of those in the chat. And then let's see, oops. I'll pull back up my slides here. All right, so Faith, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. And certainly to all our presenters, great information, very informative. Each piece had a lot of great information. So I want to, and hopefully we're going to be able to have, I think, copies of all this information anyway, so you'll be able to reference it later on. But I want to remind everybody and invite everybody to join us for our next event, which is an outdoors gathering. It's going to be Saturday, May 22nd at 10:30, from 10:30 to 12 noon at Smith Park Pavilion, 525 Country Club Road. There's going to be goodie bags for the first 50 registrants, a trail walk, and also beginner Zumba class with Anita Dempsey. I'm excited for that because she knows how to work you. So to register, please take a look at the information right now and join us. We look forward to seeing you. Look forward to seeing you and you joining us on May 22nd. And I think at this point in time, we're going to have our prize drawing.
We are, and Catherine, maybe, Catherine Reese is very kindly, if you've been to any of our previous presentations, we're using this fun wheel of names to select a participant. But maybe just in the interest of time, Catherine, I won't have you share your screen, but just kind of do that behind the scenes and call out the winner. If you maybe want to do that wheel while Faith, you share what's in our wonderful basket this evening.
I certainly will. Thank you so much. Just to kind of stay with our theme, we have a wonderful gift certificate from LaTia for her handcraft teas. And we have a $50 gift card to Spread, let me see, Spread Cheese Company and from Clock Tower. And we want to make sure that you're working out. So we have a nice little basket here with some workout items, a water bottle, stretch band, and of course you're going to need that suntan because you're going to be outside walking, so you don't want to get sunburned. So there's a lot of goodies in that basket as well too. So that's worth about $125, $150. So gift prize from our third Real Talk series.
And we have a winner. I spun the wheel and our winner is Cynthia Clegg. Congratulations, Cynthia.
Hey, oh my gosh. Awesome, awesome. Great job.
Awesome.
Well, folks, I hope you learned a lot. And I know I'm going to incorporate Robin's chair workout. I'm going to put a little sticky here on my machine so I can do that, get up. And I mean, that's some great stretches. I felt really relieved after doing some of those stretches. I want to thank Leia, Miley for getting us into the mindset and into the moment. It just all seemed to flow very well. And LaTia, we want to thank you. I'm going to come for some of those teas. And Robin, we all are going to definitely do one of your exercises, I'm sure, sitting in our desk. Because how else could we forget? Motion is lotion to the joints. So we can't forget because we're sitting in our desk. We're going to say, oh, sit up. We're slouching over. Okay, don't do that. So at any rate, we want to thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tonight.
And we do have, Leah will come back to lead us in a mindful moment to exit. Before that, just a quick plug, we would love your feedback to help us improve future events like this. So if you don't mind, Catherine will be sharing the link in the chat for you to complete that very brief survey for us. And then with that, I will call back Leia for our closing mindful moment.
Hello, everyone again.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you all the presenters for all of the wonderful information. I'm going to toot that LaTia and I both did First Friday Women's Circle together, and we also did Ubuntu together with Kelvin. So those are all really amazing events that I'm moving to Atlanta, Georgia, so I won't be able to be the yoga person for anymore. But I encourage everyone to keep going. They're amazing. So with that, again, thank you everyone for having me in this space, for trusting me and allowing me to guide you. So let's take a moment to close our eyes and just be still. Just be still. Again, reminder, this is an invitation, not a mandate. And just notice what your body feels like right now in this moment. We just sat on this beautiful call, gathered lots and lots of information. What does your body feel like right now? Are there any places where you're feeling any tension, noticing your eyebrows, your jaw, your shoulders? Just doing a quick scan all the way down to the soles of your feet. If you're sitting, can you feel the soles of your feet touching the ground beneath you? Can you feel your glutes, your sits bones anchored into a chair, feeling supported right now? And with all the information that you received today, can you set an intention? Set an intention for how you may like to implement some of these practices into your life. And as you dive into this intention, again, return back to your body, and a deep invitation for you to return to that deep breath that we had in the beginning of practice, the beginning of this presentation. So again, breathing into your belly and then all the way up into your chest. Invitation, option to breathe in and out through your nose or in and out through your mouth. Really doing what feels good for you, listening to yourself right now. And allowing yourself to be still, allowing yourself to be with yourself, and allowing you to really, really believe in and set that intention. What does it feel like to set your intention and to really believe that it's something that you will commit to? It's a practice of self-love, of giving yourself what it is that you are desiring. How does that feel in your body? And before we come back into one another, again, bring your awareness into your shoulders. Maybe roll your shoulders, one shoulder and the other, forward and back. Loosen your jaw. Wiggle your eyebrows. Roll your neck. Just give your head a little bit of a roll here. Just find some lightness in your body. And take a big breath in, breathe into your belly, all the way up into your chest. And on this next exhale, again, blink those eyes open, return to your screen. Maybe do a quick scan of all the squares here, saying hi to everyone and finding gratitude for us, for this moment that we get to share with one another. Finding awe in the fact that through it all, we get to come back and share time with one another. Yes, thank you, everyone. Really, I'm encouraging you to commit to those intentions and to really use the information that was provided to you today wisely for your body and for your mind and for all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.